We're still working on percentile rank. Here's the second example that you're given in your MathWorks 12 workbook. I'll just take you through it here. We've got a couple of guys who were on a mortgage broker course. There were 175 people in the course. Here's Tom. 90 people scored lower than Tom in the mortgage broker course. Then we have Sarjeet. 50 people scored higher than Sarjeet. 3 people scored the same. And we're expected to find the percentile ranking for Tom's score and the percentile ranking for Sarjeet's score. So let's start with Tom because that's the easiest. All right. As always, percentile rank is equal to the number of scores below the one we're targeting and the total number of scores times 100. So for Tom, let's figure out what B is. There were 90 people who scored lower than Tom. So for Tom, B is equal to 90. N will be the same for both Tom and Sarjeet. N is going to be equal to people who are in the course. So for Tom, we can figure out his percentile ranking with 90 over 175 times 100. Percentile ranking is equal to 51%. And that means that 51% of the participants in the course scored lower than Tom. Let's see how Sarjeet did. Now, this is a little bit more difficult because we're not told how many people scored lower than Sarjeet. We have to figure it out ourselves. So we know that 50 scored higher and 3 scored the same. So we know that there were 175 total people. So we're trying to figure out the number who scored below. Now, out of the 175 people, we can subtract the 50 who scored higher than Sarjeet. We can subtract the 3 who scored the same as Sarjeet. And we can actually subtract Sarjeet himself, and that will leave us with the number of people who were below his score. So 175 minus 50 minus 3 minus 1. 121 people scored below Sarjeet. All right, N is the same, the 175 participants in the class. Percentile ranking is going to equal 121 out of 175 times 100. Percentile ranking is 69%, which means that 69% of the participants in the course scored lower than Sarjeet.